Good morning, children. Today we are going to start the continuation of the lesson heredity. So in 10th science textbook, unit number 18, heredity lesson. Already we have learnt in the last video, we have learnt what is heredity, what is genetics, what do you mean by Mendel's monohybrid cross, Mendel's dihybrid cross, already we have learnt. And in this video, we are going to learn the continuation of the previous chapter. So here, unit number 18, heredity. So just we will refresh what we have learned in the last video. So what do you mean by heredity? So what is heredity? Heredity is the transfer of characters from one generation to another generation, or transfer of characters from parents to offspring or to the children. So it is all carried through genes. So in this video, we will learn the structure of chromosome, DNA, genes, and different types of chromosome based on the position as well as based on the function. So first, already we have learnt what is heredity. It is through genes. We have received the characters from parents to the offspring. So genes are called as the hereditary units. So you should be concentrate on what is heredity, what is genetics, as well as what is Mendel's monohybrid cross, Mendel's dihybrid cross. So now we shall learn what is the structure of chromosomes, DNA, and genes. Now, what are chromosomes? Where it is located? So, in a cell, the controlling center of the cell is called as nucleus. So, if it is whether it is a plant cell or animal cell, so in a cell, here the controlling center of the cell is the nucleus, and this nucleus, you know what is the structure of nucleus? The nucleus is bounded by nuclear membrane, and inside the nuclear membrane, outer covering is the nuclear membrane, and inside you have nucleolus and coiled structure called chromonymata. Here you have the coiled structure. So this thin thread-like structure is nothing but chromosomes. So first we shall learn the position of chromosome inside a cell. Inside a cell, the controlling center of the cell is called as the nucleus, and inside the nucleus we have highly coiled structures called chromonymata, and if it is separated, we have the thin thread-like structure called chromosomes. So what are chromosomes? So chromosomes are thin thread-like structures which is found inside the nucleus of the cell is called as chromosomes. So who coined this term chromosome? It is Waldier in the year 1888. He was the first person to coin the term chromosome. So he is a famous scientist who was the first one to coin the term. So he coined the term chromosome. So chromosomes are highly coiled thin thread-like structures found inside the nucleus of a cell. And what are this DNA? So DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic acid is DNA. Here, these chromosomes are highly made up of, chromosomes are made up of DNA. And then what are genes? Genes are nothing but segments of DNA. So suppose if you see the structure of So I told you inside the nucleus we have chromosomes, and this is the structure of chromosomes, and this is the chromosomes. Here you have the structure of chromosomes. Suppose now listen, you have the centromere and here you have the structure of chromosome. So these chromosomes are nothing but it is highly made up of DNA, and this is chromosomes, DNA, and these genes are nothing but segments of DNA. Genes are nothing but segments of DNA. So first learn the position of chromosomes. Chromosomes are found inside the nucleus of the cell, and these chromosomes are made up of DNA. DNA is nothing but deoxyribonucleic acid, and genes are nothing but segments of DNA. All are interrelated. And who coined the term chromosome? It was Waldier in the year 1888. He coined the term chromosomes. So now these genes are located in a specific position. So genes, so where are these genes located? Inside the chromosome. The genes are located in specific position. It is called as locus. It is located in a specific place, specific position. So it is called as locus. So now, why is these genes are very important? Genes are called as a hereditary units. It is because of these genes we have received the characters from our parents. What all the characters that we possess now, it is the characters that we receive from the parents. It is because of these genes the characters are carried from the parents to offspring. So genes are called as the hereditary units. So now we shall learn what is the structure of a chromosome. So far we have learned what is the chromosome, where are the chromosomes located, DNA, genes, and who coined the term chromosome. So now we shall learn the structure of a chromosome. So the chromosome, it is made up of, it is a thin strand-like structure made up of DNA, and here this chromosome constitutes some 4 parts: primary constriction, secondary constriction, telomere, and the 4th one is satellite. So first we shall see the structure of a chromosome. So here I have drawn the structure of a chromosome. So here the chromosome has 2 sister chromatids. So each one, see here, this individual structure is called as chromatid. 1, 2, 3, 4 chromatid. And if you just separate, if it is separated, we call it as, if I draw a line like this and it is separated, so it is called as sister chromatid. Sister chromatid means everything will be similar. So it is called as a sister chromatid. And if you see the structure, in the center, in the middle, so there is a structure called centromere, which is very useful during cell division, centromere. So structure of chromosome, in the center we have centromere and we have a chromatid, and this is sister. So you have 4 arms, 1, 2, 3, 4 arms, that is the chromatids. And if a line is drawn or if it is separated, if a chromosome is separated, so we have 2 portions. See, if I separate like this, if it is separated, it has 2 portions like this. So this is called as sister chromatids. So now we shall learn the internal structure of chromosome. So the chromosome, I told you, it is a thread-like structure, and it is a highly coiled thread-like structure made up of DNA. Now here these chromosomes, they will have the inside, it is highly coiled structure. Like this, it is finely coiled structures, and this coiled structure, it is called as chromonema or chromonemata. Chromonema or chromonemata, and inside this chromonema. There is spherical beaded-like structures, small beads, like small spherical bead-like structures, and these beads are called as chromomeres. Inside the chromosome, there is spirally highly coiled structure called chromonema, and in the chromonema there is beads like structure. Bead means small spherical structure. Bead, small beaded small spherical structures, and those spherical structures is called as chromomeres. And apart from this, there are four main parts in the chromosome. The first one is called as the primary construction. So here this portion, it is called as a primary construction, and in this primary construction, this portion, it is called as primary construction. Construction means a small cutting. So primary construction is seen, and in this primary construction, we have centromere. So to differentiate, in order to differentiate, I have drawn in this yellow color. So here you have this centromere and the spindle fiber. Already I have learnt spindle fiber. What is the use of spindle fiber, centromere? They help during cell division. So this is called as primary construction. And apart from this, the secondary construction can be found in any part of the chromosome. So here we have two secondary constructions. See a small secondary. This is one secondary construction. This is the secondary construction. And here one secondary construction is there. So first one, chromosome, first it has first part called primary construction. Primary construction will join the two arms of a chromosome, and here you have the centromere located in the center. Along with the centromere there is a spindle fiber, and the second part, it is a secondary construction, and this secondary construction can be found in any part of the chromosome. And this chromosome, here you have two secondary construction, here one and here again one more one, here you have one secondary construction. And apart from this secondary construction, there is telomere. Can you see this here? Telomere. Telomere is found at the ends of the chromosome, and this telomere, based on the function of the telomere, we can find out whether the cell is a new cell or old one, because this telomere will become shorter and shorter as the cell gets older. So based on the telomere, telomere is found at both the ends of the chromosome, and based on the telomere, we can identify whether the cell is a new cell or old one. Because as a cell gets older, the telomere will become shorter, and thereby we can identify whether the cell is new one or older one. And the last one, here you can see here this portion, there is a spherical knob-like structure, a swollen portion like structure, and this swollen portion is called as satellite or the satellite. So those chromosomes which possess this satellite, we call it as SAT chromosome. The chromosomes which possess this satellite, we call it as SAT chromosome. Here there are four parts in the structure of a chromosome. I told you. So chromosomes inside the cell, inside the nucleus, chromatin reticulum is present, which is nothing but highly coiled structure, and these chromosomes are thin thread-like structures which is made up of DNA, and genes are the segments of DNA. So who coined the term chromosome? It is Waldeyer coined the term chromosome. When we learn the structure of chromosome, so there are four essential parts. The first one is primary construction, second one secondary construction, third one telomere, and fourth one satellite. So primary construction, which is present, which is helpful in joining the two arms of a chromosome. Inside there is a centromere, and along with this centromere there is a spindle fiber. They both help during the cell division. And secondary construction can be found in any part of the chromosome, and telomere will be found at the end of the chromosome, and satellite is a knob-like structure. Knob means swollen portion. Knob-like structure. Knob means a swollen portion which is found in the chromosome, and such chromosomes are called as SAC chromosomes. So here if you see the structure of the chromosome, there is 4 arms, 1, 2, 3, 4 arms, and 2 sister chromatids. If it is separated, the chromosomes are separated. This is one sister chromatid and this is one sister chromatid. And what is chromonema? Highly coiled structures inside the chromosome. It is called as chromonema. And this inside the chromonema, if there is bead-like structures, small bead-like structures, it is called as chromomeres. So now we have learned the structure of chromosome. Now we shall learn the different types of chromosomes based on the position of centromere. I told you. So here I have drawn here what is the centromere, which helps during cell division. So now we shall learn the different types of chromosomes based on the position of centromere. See, centromere I have drawn in yellow color and the chromosome I have drawn in pink color in order to differentiate. So this is the first type, and here there are 4 types of chromosomes based on the position of centromere. So this yellow portion is the centromere. So the first type of chromosome is based on centromere. See here, the first one is called as telocentric. Telocentric means here you can see the centromere in the proximal end, and there is no chromosome after this centromere. So this is called as telocentric chromosome. Second one is acrocentric chromosome. In acrocentric chromosome, here there is a short arm. Only short arm of the chromosome is present. So this is called as acrocentric. Here no chromosome found in the just above the centromere. Centromere is found in the proximal end, and here in the acrocentric, here there is a short arm in one side and the long arm of the chromosome in the other side. Both these chromosomes are rod-shaped chromosomes. Telocentric chromosome and acrocentric chromosome, both these chromosomes are rod-shaped chromosomes. The third one is submetacentric chromosome, and here this submetacentric, it is not exactly, the centromere is not exactly located at the center, it is just unequal. Here this is a submetacentric chromosome. It can be either in the J shape, J, or like this, J or L shaped. See here like this, J shaped or L shaped chromosome is submetacentric chromosome. And the last one, the fourth one is metacentric chromosome, and this is a metacentric chromosome. Here the centromere is exactly located, more or less exactly located in the center, and this shape of this chromosome is V-shaped chromosome. Here they are V-shaped chromosome, metacentric chromosome. So different types of chromosome based on the position of centromere. The first one is telocentric, means Here the centromere is located at the proximal end, and here in acrocentric chromosome, here they will have a short arm. That is, one side they have a short arm, the chromosome, one side it has a short arm and the other side it has long arm, and these both the chromosomes, they are rod shaped chromosome. Next one is the submetacentric chromosome. In submetacentric chromosome, the centromere is more or less located near the center, and here they may be either J or L shaped chromosomes, and the last one in metacentric chromosome, the centromere is located in the center and they may be V-shaped. See here, this is the shape. Here this is V-shaped chromosome. So that is why it is called as V-shaped chromosomes. Submetacentric is J or L-shaped chromosomes, whereas metacentric chromosome is V-shaped chromosome. So now we have learnt the type of chromosome based on centromere. Now we shall learn the types of chromosome based on the function. Based on the function, this is the second type category. So based on the function, there are two types of chromosomes called as autosomes, allosomes. In each cell, we have human beings. In each cell, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes, out of which 22 pairs of chromosomes, are called as autosomes, or the other name called as body chromosomes or somatic chromosomes. So here, human beings, we have 46 chromosomes, or in pairs we can call it as 23 pairs of chromosomes. Out of this 23 pairs of chromosomes, 22 pairs of chromosomes are called as autosomes or body chromosomes, which is responsible for all the physical characters, body chromosomes, and the one last 23rd pair, last pair is called as allosomes, or the other name is called as sex chromosomes, or the other name is heterosomes. So three names are there. So the first 22 pairs are called as autosomes. The last pair, 23rd pair, is called as allosomes or sex chromosomes or heterosomes, and this allosomes is responsible for the determination of sex in an individual. So autosomes is responsible for all the body characters, and these allosomes are responsible for the determination of sex of an individual. So now we shall see what do you mean by karyotype and ideogram. What is karyotype and ideogram? This karyotype is the number, structure and size of a chromosome of an individual. It is called as karyotype of the chromosome. So now human beings, normally we have diploid number of chromosomes. Human beings, we have diploid number of chromosomes, and this diploid means two set of chromosomes, and it can be represented as 2n. Diploid number of chromosomes, we have diploid number of chromosomes. It is diploid means two set of chromosomes, and it can be represented as 2n. And during the time in the gametes, that is during the formation of sperm and ovum, during that time we have haploid, that is during the meiotic division, we have haploid number of chromosomes. Haploid number of chromosome can be represented as n. Diploid number of chromosome can be represented as 2n, whereas haploid number of chromosome can be represented as n. That is only one set of chromosome. So this diploid number of chromosomes, all are called as body chromosomes, and the haploid set of chromosomes will be taking place during the gamete formation. Gamete formation means the formation of sperm in male and formation of egg or ovum in female is called as gamete formation. So what is karyotype? Karyotype is a representation of number, size, structure of chromosome of an individual is called as karyotype. What is the ideogram? Ideogram is a diagrammatic representation of the chromosomes in metaphasic stage. So in your textbook you can see this is a diagrammatic representation. So ideogram is a diagrammatic representation of the chromosomes in the metaphasic stage. What is metaphase stage? You have already learnt in mitosis and meiosis. Metaphase stage means all the chromosomes will be arranged in the middle. So that is called as metaphasic. So here this I am speaking about this ideogram. This ideogram is nothing but diagrammatic representation of the chromosomes of all the 23 pairs of chromosomes in the metaphasic stage. Metaphasic stage means all the chromosomes will be arranged in the middle. Here, as the number varies, there will be decrease in the length and thickness. So this is the first pair, second pair, third pair, like this 23 pairs of chromosomes, and the last one will be the 23rd pair, that is the sex chromosome will be present. 22nd, up to 22nd chromosome, the body chromosomes will be present, that is orthosomes will be present, and the last one, the 23rd one alone will be the gamete chromosome, that is the allosomes will be present. So what is karyotype? Karyotype, it is a representation of the number, size, structure of a chromosome is called karyotype. And ideogram is a diagrammatic representation. In this diagrammatic representation, all the 23 pairs of chromosomes will be arranged in the metaphasic stage. It is all in the middle, and as the number decreases with a decrease in the length as well as in the thickness, that is called as ideogram. So now we shall learn the sex determination in human beings. How is the sex determined in human beings? So I already told you, human beings we have 23 pairs of chromosomes or 46 chromosomes. Out of these 23 pairs of chromosomes, 22 pairs of chromosomes we call it as body chromosomes, which are responsible for the other body characters, and the last pair, 23rd pair, it is responsible for the determination of sex. We call it as allosomes or sex chromosomes or heterochromosomes. Now usually when a male and a female fertilize,